Hi everybody, in this video we are going to continue to discuss about the taxonomic hierarchy categories. Okay, taxonomic hierarchical categories. So you already studied in the previous videos about the species. Okay, about the species and the genus you already studied. Now if you are looking at now the species, okay, if you are looking at the first category, the species, which is the lowest category. Okay, it is the lowest most category that we have to remember under the hierarchy under the hierarchy. Now this is the lowest most category we are saying. Now species we already discussed in the previous videos. Okay, in the previous video. Now species means what do you mean by the word species? It is a group of individuals. Okay, these are a group of individuals with the same fundamental similarities. Okay, they have the same fundamental similarities. Fundamental similarities means what do you mean by fundamental similarities? It is considering the morphological characteristics. Okay, morphological characteristics. This is the word which we have to remember when we are saying or discussing about the fundamental similarities. Okay, distinct morphological features. Let us say very clear cut that these are distinct morphological features. Okay, we are talking about the distinct morphological features which are the same. Okay, they are of the same. So here species means what? These are a group of individuals with the same fundamental similarities. What are those fundamental similarities? They are distinct in their morphological features. Okay, distinct in their morphological features. So here when we are talking about a species, you have to remember this word that they are considered based upon what? Morphological features. Remember this. When you are talking about the species, please remember this word that we are considering them based upon what? The morphological features. Okay, morphological features. So these are a group of individuals with same fundamental similarities and which can interbreed among themselves. Which can interbreed among themselves. Okay, they can interbreed freely. They can interbreed freely. Okay, so that we are calling it as what? When they are having all these characteristics, then we are calling that as a species. Okay, we are calling it as a species. Now the next one. Now when you are looking at this species, okay, there are different types of species. Okay, we come across different types of species. Say suppose lion is a species. Okay, lion is a species, and all of those which we are calling them as lions, they are with what? They are a group of individuals with what? Fundamental similarities. What are those fundamental similarities? Morphological features. Okay, they are exactly the same. Okay, morphologically they are the same. Lions. And if you are taking now the tiger, tiger is again a group of individuals. Morphologically they are having the same features and they can interbreed among themselves. They can interbreed among themselves. And if you are taking a leopard, okay, if you are taking a leopard, leopard is a species. They are a group of individuals which can interbreed among themselves with the distinct or fundamental similarities. So here, whether we take a lion, whether we take a tiger, or if we are discussing about a leopard, they are different types of individuals. Okay, they are a group of individuals which are having the fundamental similarities, same fundamental similarities, and can interbreed freely. So all these are different species. So now these species, okay, are now grouped together and kept it in one next rank. Okay, we are calling it as rank, we are calling it as category, we are calling it as taxon or taxa. Okay, singular. Okay, taxon. So anything. So we are keeping it in the next category. Okay, next category is what? The genus. Okay, next category is the genus. So here, if you are looking at the genus, okay, if you are looking at the genus which you already discussed, okay, which we already discussed about this in the previous videos. Okay, genus. So what is a genus? They are a group of related species. They are a group of related species. Please remember, they are not the same species. They are not morphologically the same, but they are related with each other. Please remember that they are not exactly the same. They are not called as, all of them are not called as what? Lions. They are with the same related features. They are there. Okay, not exactly. So that's the point we have to remember. So here genus means these are a group of related species. Okay, a group of related species may be evolved from what? Common ancestor. They have evolved from the common ancestor when we are discussing it in the evolution. But the problem is that they cannot or they are unable to interbreed among themselves. But here what we said, they can interbreed freely. They can interbreed freely. But in the next category, those which are coming under the genus, we are saying that they cannot interbreed freely. Even though they are, but only they are sharing some common characteristics. They are sharing some common characteristics, but they cannot interbreed among themselves. Okay, among themselves. So here with this we can clearly see here, if you are looking at this, okay, if you are looking at here Leo, okay, it is the specific epithet, okay, species name, okay, Leo means what? We call it as what? The lion, okay, lion. Tigris, it is another species, okay, tiger, okay, the name given for tiger. We already studied in the previous videos about the binomial nomenclature, In a binomial nomenclature, which is proposed by whom? Carolus Linnaeus, he said that each species will be having two names, okay, one is called as what? Genus and the specific epithet. So we are talking about the specific epithet here, okay. The species name Leo means it is the scientific name for what? Lion. Tigris, it is the scientific name for tiger. Pardus, okay, it is the scientific name for leopard, okay, it is the scientific name for leopard. And if you are looking at the cats here, okay, we are going to come across that also now. So here Leo, Tigris and Pardus, all these are what? This is a different species, lion is a different species, which we are calling it as what? Leo. Tiger is a different species, the name given for it is what? Tigris. And leopard is a different species, which is called as what? Pardus. These are all different species which we call them as, okay, we call them as different species, and they can interbreed among themselves only. They can interbreed, this is one group, they can interbreed among themselves. This is one group, they can interbreed among themselves. This is another group, they can interbreed among themselves. Is it clear? But these three, okay, are what? Now, if you are looking at the lion, if you are looking at the tiger, if you are looking at the leopard, these three are kept under the genus. They are kept under what? Genus. Those three, okay, lion, tiger and leopard are a group of related species. That's the point we have to keep in mind. Lion, tiger and leopard are a group of related species. But the point what we have to remember, that they are evolved from the common ancestor, but they are unable to interbreed freely. They cannot interbreed freely, but they are related with each other, which means they are sharing some characteristics. They are sharing some characteristics, okay, between them, similar characteristics. That's what we are saying, they are related to each other. So now all these, when they are related to each other, a group of species which are related to each other, we are keeping all these three under one genus called as what? Panthera. We are keeping all those three under one genus, that is called as what? Panthera. So that's why we call the name of a lion called as what? Panthera. Okay, Panthera Leo we call it as, okay, Panthera Leo we are calling it as, okay. So this is Panthera Leo, okay, and we are calling the name of a tiger as what? Panthera tigris, okay, we are calling it as Panthera tigris, okay, Panthera tigris, okay. This is the name of the species called as the tiger, and the next one what we call it as Panthera pardus, okay, Panthera pardus we are calling this as. So here all these, so you know, according to the binomial nomenclature, we know that this is representing what? The genus, and this is representing what? The species, okay, this is representing the species. Please remember that. So here we have understood, now we understood what is genus. Genus means what? A group of related species having the common ancestor in the process of evolution, but they are unable to interbreed. They cannot interbreed. They cannot interbreed among themselves, but they are having common characteristics. So that's why we are keeping it under the genus called as what? Panthera. Okay, we are keeping it under the genus Panthera. Now the next one is the family. Okay, next one is the family. So if you are looking at the family, okay, now we are going to discuss about very clearly about the family. Okay, about the family. So now when you are looking at the family, what does this family consist of? It consists of one or more related genera. It consists of one or more related genera. And as we are studying about this hierarchy from species to kingdom, please remember the similar characteristics, okay? The similar characteristics that are from species to kingdom will decrease, okay? Which means there will be more similar characteristics in the species. There will be more similar characteristics in the species when compared with the kingdom, or when we are comparing with the genus, when we are comparing with the family. Okay, the number of similarities slowly decrease. Please remember this. The number of similarities will be slowly decreasing. Am I clear? So that's what we have to remember. Now, if you are seeing the next one, okay, the next category called as what? The family. Okay, called as the family. So what is a family? A group of related genera. Okay, a group of related genera. Okay, those genera which are having some similarities, related, they are all kept under as one group called as one category. One category called as what? Family. So what is a family now? A group of related genera. A group of related genera. Okay, and in the family, please remember, they have the less number of similarities. Okay, they have the less number of similarities compared to what? Species and genus. Please remember this. Family will be having less number of similarities when we are comparing with the species and the genus, and that's why we already said what? The number of similarities will be reducing from what? From the species to kingdom. Okay, from the species to kingdom, the number of similarities will reduce. So keeping that in mind, so more similarities will be in the species, less than the species, less similarities will be in the genera, more less than the genera, they will be in the family. So here we have to remember, less number of similarities are there present, or as compared to species and genus present in the family. And very important point is that family is characterized, okay, family is characterized based upon vegetative and reproductive features. Please remember this. This is a very important point, okay. Please remember, which is very important for objective also, okay. Family is characterized based upon both vegetative and reproductive features, okay. Vegetative and reproductive features are being considered when they are keeping these genera into one family, okay, into one family. So for example, okay, if you are taking, let us talk about the first example, okay, example 1. If you are taking the plants, okay, if you are taking the plants, so okay, if you are taking the plants, there are different genera. There are different genera. So there are different genera means, let me say, in different genera, like there is datura, okay, there is datura, there is, okay, petunia, and there is solanum, okay, there is solanum. If you are looking at these three, okay, these are different genera, okay, these are different genera, and all these three different genera are placed in one family. They are placed in one family, that is called as what? Solanaceae. Okay, they are placed in one family called as Solanaceae. Please remember this, okay. So here, what this is called as the Solanaceae is nothing but now it is the family, okay, it is the family. Please remember this, okay, this is the family now, very important, okay, this is the family. Solanaceae is the family. So what does this family consist of? Different genera, okay, it consists of different genera. Datura is one genera, petunia is another genera, solanum is another genera. But here these three different types of genera are sharing some, okay, some similarities, okay, some similarities. That's why all these three are placed in one family, which is called as what? Solanaceae, which is called as Solanaceae. Now let us see example 2, okay. Let us try to understand more clearly about the family by taking example 2. Let us take in animals, okay. In animals, if you are seeing in animals, here there are genera, okay, there are genera, or let us say genus, which are called as what? Just now we have seen Panthera, okay, this is one genera or the genus. And there is another one which we also came across called as Felis. Okay, Felis means it is talking about what? Cats. Okay, talking about cats. Or the specific epithet is catus. Okay, catus, which represents the cats. Okay, cats. So here there are two genera. There are two genera. So in Felis we are seeing the cats. In Panthera, what will be coming? We said that there is the lion, okay, the tiger, and also the leopard, okay, and also the leopard. All these are now kept it under the genus called as what? Panthera. Cats are kept under the genus called as Felis. Now these two, okay, these two are sharing some common features, some similarities. So that's why these two are now placed under one family. Okay, these two, because they are sharing some similarities, they are placed under as one category under the one family called as what? Felidae. Okay, called as the Felidae. Please remember this. Okay, called as Felidae. So Panthera, lion, tiger, leopard, and the cats are sharing some features which common. Okay, which are common, and that's why they are placed in one family called as Felidae. So Felidae is what now? It is a family. Okay, it is the family. Okay, so Felidae family, Felidae, the family consists of what? The Panthera genus and also the Felis. Okay, also the Felis. That is regarding the cats. Okay, that is regarding the cats. And here we have understood about the family by taking the plants and animals. Plants as the first example and animals as the second example. Now you may get doubt. You may get doubt that, see here, if you are clearly trying to follow this, you may get doubt that how about the dogs? Okay, how about the dogs? Okay, so you may get a doubt that what about the dogs? What about the dogs, which are also sharing some similarities, okay, and differences are there between the cats and the dogs. Please remember, cats and dogs, okay, are also sharing, okay, some similarities and also differences. They have some similarities and differences. As we said here, catus, okay, the specific epithet. Here, dogs, okay, Canis lupus familiaris. Canis lupus familiaris is the name of the dogs. Okay, scientific name of the dogs is Canis, okay, lupus familiaris. Okay, familiaris. Okay, familiaris we say. Okay, Canis lupus. Okay, Canis lupus familiaris we say. Okay, so that is the name of the dogs we say. But here what we have to understand more clearly is about the cats and dogs are having some similarities, and also there are huge differences between the cats and dogs. But even though they share some similarities, the cats and dogs are placed separately. Cats, as we said, they are placed in what? In a family called as Felidae. But whereas the dogs, okay, whereas the dogs are placed in another family called as what? The Canidae. Okay, they are placed in another family called as Canidae. Please remember, okay, they are placed in another family called as Canidae. So let us remember, okay, let us remember the last point, that is, even though the cats and the dogs, okay, and the dogs, the scientific name is what? Canis lupus familiaris. Okay, Canis lupus familiaris. Okay, if you are seeing the dogs, okay, even though they share some similarities, they also show more differences. Means what? They are different from each other. Okay, please remember this. They are different from each other, but still they are sharing some similarities. Okay, some similarities. But still we are keeping them differently. Cats in the family called as Felidae, dogs in the family called as Canidae. Okay, dogs in the family called as Canidae. So these are the points that we have to keep in mind when we are discussing about the family. Okay, when we are discussing about the family. Thank you so much.